Scrappy friends. I have the Victoria Marie Facebook page group Hump Day Challenge video for you today. And I posted the Hump Day Challenge on Wednesday, so I know this video is a little bit late. I couldn't do the voiceover until my kiddos fell asleep. So, yeah. But I am super excited to bring this challenge to you today. It is a holiday themed type challenge, and we're going to do a recipe challenge. So I came up with a recipe challenge that is kind of holiday Christmas based. So if you don't celebrate Christmas and you want to maybe do it a little different and change up the recipe a little bit to fit more of like if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's cool too. But I thought it would be really fun since it's the holidays and we're kind of thinking about the holidays. But I know this year I made a goal for myself to try to scrap a regular layout around the holiday season, and not just work on my December daily. So I wanted to do something really, really fun to, just get that flow of scrapping going because I've been doing a lot of December daily stuff and not as many layouts. So the recipe for this is to use a homemade embellishment, to use something that has a traditional holiday color. So it could be any holiday color that's traditional, whether it's red, green, like a gold, or a silver, or I was even thinking blue, like if you celebrate Hanukkah, or something like that. Another part of the recipe is to add something on your layout that was a gift. Add Another one was add something shiny or glittery. Another one was add something that reminds you of why you celebrate Christmas or the holiday season. And then the last one that I have is add something that has holiday texture. And I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. So on to the layout. Oh yeah, wait, before I forget, I just wanted to mention that on the Victoria Marie Facebook page group where I did where I set up the challenge, I said that you should at least use 2 of the recipes, parts of the ingredients from the recipe. I tried to use every single one, and you're more than welcome to do that. If you find it really difficult, then you only need to use 2. But I really wanted to make this challenge nice and simple because really I think that this time of the year it gets so crazy, and it's just nice to have challenges that we can do that are just a little bit fun and encourage us to get some scrapping done, but not to be uber hard. So you can make it as complicated or not as complicated as you would like. What you are seeing me do right now is just thin down some gold paint. And this is going to be my add something shiny or glittery element, which it's sort of shiny and it's not glittery at all, but it's nice and gold. And I just did some splatters because this paint it's acrylic paint. It's pretty thick, so I find that I have to add quite a bit of water, but I really like the way that it looks. Now for my homemade embellishment element, I'm going to make pinwheels. It's been something that I've been wanting to do on a layout for a while, and they're really easy to make. So you're going to watch me make 3 because I'm going to add 3. And I'm just using my ATG gun. I tried to do one with paint. Or not paint, with glue, like a glossy accent. The thing is I think you almost need like a faster drying glue than glossy accents. It dries a little too slow. So I found that for the ease of not being so messy, this works really well. And then I will be adding a brad to the back of through it, and that's going to help keep it together. And I just cut 4 the 4 corners, and then I put one of the sides just in, and nice and simple, and it just makes a fun size. Those are 2.5 by 2.5. You want them to be complete squares when you do it, or otherwise they look really silly. And then I also am going to add some of this paint to them just to give them a little bit of interest on top of them being fun anyway. Another thing that I had thought about doing maybe was, and now everything's dry. And the good thing about the paint is it dries super quick. One thing I wanted to mention, because I was gabbing away while I was doing that double frame, I really wanted to use that red and pinky snowflake paper because it kind of matches with my daughter's outfit, her pajamas, and my shirt are dark, and I thought that would go well with it. And I was just going to have just a plain border with that. But then I thought, hey, Tracy Banks, so Mercy Tierra, she does this really fun reversed type of border around her layout sometimes. And so that was inspired by that. But I really thought that just having one wasn't enough. It wasn't enough interest. So I cut it again, and it's not perfect, but I really like the way that it looks. I think that it adds a nice little interest, but without having a whole lot. And I really tried to go light on my layers. It might not look like it when I'm done, but I did. I really love that wood grain paper that I just cut that border around my picture. It's a nice light wood grain. It actually reminds me of my grandmother. She redid her trailer not too long ago, which I actually haven't seen in person, but she sent me a whole bunch of pictures, and every time I see that paper, it reminds me of her trailer because she has the wood paneling, that light wood. So that's a bonus. That has nothing to do with my layout, but so now I'm just going to work on some layers, and I am using mostly Hip Kit paper, I believe. So I have quite a bit of the paper left over from my month, and sometimes we just have to use what we have, and if we use kits and we have it, why not use it? I don't think we always have to use from our stash, and I think it's fun to do these challenges with newer papers that you have to. So those die cut pieces, actually one is like a cut apart, and then that one that I'm putting on right now is a die cut, and that says always warm, happy, and full of love. And I seen that, and I knew it was perfect for this photo of me and my daughter looking all warm and cozy and comfy, and she's got a cute smile. She's about one. She's a little over one in this photo. So this is my oldest daughter, Leilani. She has changed so much since being this age. I miss her being just this tiny, and she was such a cute baby. But anyway, those pieces were actually gifted to me from Moria, and I love them, and I still have quite a bit. They seem to have lasted. I've used quite a few too, but they were kind of perfect matching with these papers, so I use those. And as you can see, I took out the notes too. I'm going to use those on there. So, and I did add the brads as I was talking. Now, I tried to use a pop dot, those glue dots, and I don't know if they're getting old or something, but I ended up having to re-glue these pinwheels down. I don't know if I show me doing on all of them, but I do have to re-glue them down. That wasn't enough. And I really liked this Pink Fresh Studio deer head that says, "May your home be filled with joy of the season." And that is something that reminds me of why I celebrate Christmas. Christmas is huge in my family, and just to me. I really love Christmas. I am a Christian, and so the reason why I celebrate Christmas is because Jesus was born, and I feel that that's really important for my kids to know. We like to talk about Santa, and we watch movies about Santa, but really that's not what Christmas is about to us. And I think family and being with family and friends around the holidays and Christmas and celebrating Jesus' birth is really important. So that is why I put that on there. This twine that has the red in it for Christmas is something that has holiday texture. I love this red twine, this red and like creamy white twine. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So I'm doing a little bit of fun stuff with that. And I'm still trying to play around with where I want all this stuff. I really did want to keep it pretty light because those pinwheels take up a lot. But I wanted to add some fun stuff and make sure that I have everything. Let's see, that frame is my traditional colors because it's a red and white candy striped. And I mean, I added a couple other things that have the holiday color too. So I had to hold down that twine. I just used the glossy accents in a few different places. And then I realized I like that. And I put those on pop dots so that piece would stand out over top of the music notes. I just really like that black, that pop of black, because the photo is a little bit dark and everything else is pretty light. But I like that pop of black with the music. And to me, it's not Christmas without Christmas music either. So that's kind of why I added those. And I did add and cut the Home for the Holidays because me and Leilani were actually spending the Christmas season at my parents' house because my husband was at basic training that year. And so, which is kind of what I talk about a little bit in my journaling. I just talk about how I love how cute Lonnie is, and then I added this red. I forgot about that I added that red. I added just a teeny tiny bit because I didn't want to go crazy because I don't want it to look like blood, right? And that joy is on pop dots. I put pop dots around where the thing is, and I'm going to put joy in gold, and that's going to be my title. I'm almost done. I'm just going to add these acrylic hearts and some stars and stuff, and those are from ColorCast. I love them. They're so cute. They really just add just a little bit of something else to my layout and make it nice and fun. But yeah, so this picture was taken of me and Leilani, and Lonnie's cute smile got me through a lot that Christmas season because my husband was away at AIT, and so we didn't really get to see him much, and so having that cute little smile really brought joy to my Christmas season. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys go over and check out Victoria Marie's Facebook group and see all the challenges that all of us design team members have come up with. And, you know, it's a really fun place, and I feel so honored to have been part of her design team. I'm so sad that this is my last layout for this design team. But, you know, I'm going to be hanging out over there taking part in a lot more challenges. So I will see you guys later and have a great day. Bye!